Welcome to another episode. Welcome to another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I'm your man, Captain Will. Make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you subscribe to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will so I can continue to bring you that gospel of Gamecocks every single day. Every single day, y'all. Every single day. You are now rocking with the best. And since you're rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will. We got a good one today, y'all. I said we got a good one today, y'all. We are talking about, first off, we're talking about the tournament. We're talking about the tournament. We're talking about the big dance. We're talking about all things associated with March Madness. Talking about the South Carolina Gamecocks taking on the winner between Sacred Heart and Presbyterian, which Presbyterian is already up by 10 points at halftime. And I'm not going to talk much about the Presbyterian versus Sacred Heart. I'm not going to talk much about that game or who we're going to play. I mean, last time we played Presbyterian, we won by 72 points. So if we won by 72 points, I ain't got much to say. So that game goes down on Friday at 2:00. 2:00. Then we play again on Sunday against another sacrificial lamb. We're going to discuss a little bit about that, but more so, we are going to talk about, the AP All-American awards that were given out today. That's what we're going to focus on today. And if you've been following me for a few days, a couple months, several months, however you want to associate it. If you've been following me, you already know how I feel about these awards. I feel about these awards that, first off, they are offensive awards. You are basically awarding the individuals who take the most shots. Let's begin there. We award the folks who take the most shots. So if you're taking the most shots, then obviously you're going to get the most points. If you have a usage rate that is high, then your points, rebounds, assists, all those things are going to be high, especially if you're playing 35, 37, 38 minutes a game. So a lot of times I take these things with a grain of salt, but it still pisses me off. Because I'm from the school of, if you are on the best team, then you should be rewarded accordingly. Okay. And a lot of times you're not, because South Carolina is the best team by a long shot. Heavy favorite to win the chip this year. About 5-1, 6-1 to win the chip this year. And I see all these awards that are being given out. See all these awards and given out, and I just shake my head, because basically South Carolina is getting shafted because they're too good. Because we got a deep basketball team. Okay, so have a deep basketball team, so you're not gonna win a bunch of awards. Okay, but that's the way we want to talk about it. Okay. So when I saw the list, it was basically the same list that ESPN had. Caitlin Clark, Cameron Brink, Hannah Hidalgo, Paige Bueckers, and Ju Watkins. Those have been the buzzwords for a good portion of the season. Those have been the buzzwords. And if you look at those 5 individuals I talked about, more specifically, you look at 3 of those 5 individuals, in Caitlin Clark and Ju Watkins and Hannah Hidalgo. All 3 of those players have high usage rates. Ju Watkins have the highest usage rate in college basketball. Highest one. Now, with her being a freshman and playing for Southern Cal and having the ball in their hands more than anybody else in college basketball, she's going to deliver stats. And Ju Watkins is averaging 34 minutes. She's averaging 22 attempts. So I'm going to talk about the attempts that these players are doing, because, Carolina ain't going to average a whole bunch of attempts in a basketball game because it was so deep. Okay, so, but Ju Watkins averaging 22 attempts per game, 6 3-pointers per game. Okay, Ju Watkins. But her shooting percentages aren't very good. She's only shooting 41% for the field. 41% for the field, and she's shooting 32% from the 3-point line. Now, I've been hearing a whole lot, and I'm not going to hear about it today. I hear about Raven Johnson can't shoot. Raven Johnson can't shoot. I hear that so much in the Carolina threads, the mentions, the all these different things I hear about Raven Johnson, right? That she can't shoot. Well, Raven Johnson shoots a higher percentage than Ju Watkins. But you don't hear about Ju Watkins can't shoot. You hear about Raven Johnson. Juju shoots 32% from the three. Raven Johnson shoots 33%. Juju shoots 41% from the field. Raven Johnson shoots 43%. So miss me with all that stuff talking about Raven can't shoot, because the metric, if Raven Johnson took 22 attempts per basketball game like a Ju Watkins does, we wouldn't be saying that she can't shoot. But you never hear about those things. What you hear about Ju Watkins is she's averaging 27 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks, and 4 turnovers. Because she's shooting 22 times and 6 3-pointers. Well, her shooting percentages are less than one Raven Johnson who supposedly can't make shots. Please make it make sense to me. Make it make sense to me, because my military mind don't think that way. And then we move on to a Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark is definitely the buzzword for this tournament, for college basketball. She's like the savior of college basketball. Like college basketball is just going to go away when Raven Johnson goes to the W. Not Raven Johnson. Caitlin Clark goes to the W. But here's the thing, y'all. Here's the thing. Caitlin Clark is a really good basketball player. Really good basketball player. She's averaging 34 minutes out of 40 minutes. She's shooting the ball 23 times. Caitlin Clark shoots 14 3-pointers. 14 3-pointers per basketball game. 14 of them out of her 23 shots. So if you're shooting that many times, you're going to score a whole bunch of points, right? Shooting 14 3-pointers a game. Her field goal percentage is 46%. Her 3-point percentage is 38%. By comparison sakes, Tina Pow, Tina Lights Out Pow herself is shooting about 47% from the 3. 47%. Caitlin Clark, supposedly the best shooter God ever created, is shooting 38% from 3. Tina Pow, Tessa Johnson, and Bree Hall shoots a higher 3-ball than Caitlin Clark on our basketball team. It's not the volume of the shots. It's the quality of the shots. But the AP All-American list doesn't make that math right. It's the volume of the shots. The volume of the shots. So you need to shoot at least 20 times. You got to shoot at least 20 times in order to make some of these lists if you're a guard. So Clark shooting 23 times. Juju shooting 22 times. Whole bunch of 3-pointers. Clark shooting 14 of them. Juju shooting, 6 of them? And Clark, the numbers, the math works, because you shooting that many times, you're going to average 32 points a game. You're going to average a bunch of rebounds. You're going to average 9 assists. You're going to average 2 steals, but you're also going to average a bunch of turnovers, because she's averaging 5 turnovers a basketball game. Clark's usage rate is 3rd in the country. Juju's is 1st. So what I have not talked about yet is defense. I ain't talked about defense yet, and we're going to talk about that later. But you see where I'm going with, right? You see what I'm going with. You shoot a lot, you get recognized. You get recognized. Not because you're shooting a great percentage, because neither one of the players I talked about already are shooting a great percentage from 3. They just shoot a whole bunch of 3s. Hannah Hidalgo, another sensational freshman, 36 minutes a game, playing pretty much the whole game. She's shooting a lot too. She's shooting 18 times a game. 18 times a game. Of those 18 times a game, she's shooting 4 3-pointers. Now, Hidalgo, field goal percentage is 45%. Her 3-point percentage is 35%. She's averaging 23 points, 6 points, 6 assists, about 3 turnovers. But with her thing is her defense. Her defense. She's a really, really good defensive player. Her defensive rating is 73.5. She's averaging 5 steals per game. So Hannah Hidalgo is having a great season. She's having a great season. She's shooting a lot, but she's shooting a solid percentage, especially as a freshman. But that it still remains the same. It still remains the same. She is getting recognized, one, because she's playing sensational. Let me say that right there. She's playing really good basketball, especially defensively. I like her more defensively than I like her offensively. But she's getting recognized by the AP All-American poll because of her offense. That's what she's getting recognized for. And then we move on to Paige Bueckers. Paige Bueckers, who I really like. I really like Paige Bueckers as a player. And I like Paige Bueckers as a player because she's efficient. She actually plays defense. And Paige is coming off 2 crazy injuries and came back this year and been balling out. So you're talking about 31 minutes a game, 15 attempts. Of those 15 attempts, you're talking about 5 3-pointers. 5 3-pointers, 54% from the field, which is really good. 42% from three-point line, which is better than all the rest of the three players that I just mentioned. Averaging 21 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, and 2 steals. Paige Bueckers is balling. She is balling. And in my opinion, my humble opinion, Paige Bueckers is having the best season out of everybody, offensively and defensively. Paige Bueckers' offensive rating is 132.8, y'all. 132.8. Her defensive rating is 76.9. Her net rating is 55.9, which is number 1 in the country. Paige Bueckers is balling out this year. She made the first team All-American, but in my opinion, if you look at both sides of the court, Paige Bueckers should have been the player of the year and not Caitlin Clark. But we'll move on from that and talk about it. But just pause on that. Just pause there. Put the kickstand down. We'll come back to it. Cameron Brink, the last member of this first team All-American shenanigans that went down today. Okay. Cameron Brink, 26 minutes, 12 attempts. She averaging about 2 3-pointers a game. She shouldn't because she can't shoot it, but she's shooting, 51% from the field, 29% from the 3-point line, 18 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 block shots, and 3 turnovers. Okay? This Cameron Brink, very good defensive player. Very good defensive player. Very good offensive player. Very good. But her stats are very comparable to one Kamilla Cardoso, who did not make the first team. Kamilla Cardoso's offensive rating is a tick higher than Cameron Brink. Cameron Brink's defensive rating is just a little bit better than Kamilla Cardoso. But Kamilla Cardoso's net rating overall is better than Cameron Brink. But she didn't make it. And there ain't no shade to Cameron Brink whatsoever, because Cameron Brink should be on this team, on the first team. She should. But Kamilla Cardoso should be too. And just a couple of players on this first team All-American list that should not be on this first team All-American list, because unlike the AP poll, unlike the ESPN, unlike some of these pollsters, some of these voters who only watch a couple sides of the only watch one side of the ball, only watch offense, and they're rewarded as such, and you see it in the commercials, you see it in the highlights, you see it in all those things. But unlike that, I'm just a tad bit different. I'm a tad bit different because we also got to look at the defensive side of the ball. You have to. If you don't look at the defensive side of the ball, you're only looking at half the player, right? You don't look at half the player. But you see these players that are being mentioned in the first team, second team, third team, and especially the first team. There's a lot of players on this team that play so-so defense. There's one player on this team that plays horrible defense. Yeah, one player on this team plays horrible defense, but being recognized as one of the greatest who ever done it. Yeah, on this first team. So we'll run through the second team quickly. Elizabeth Kitley, she made second team. Angel Reese, second team. Kamilla Cardoso, our own Kamilla Cardoso, made, second team. I just don't like how I don't like how they do it. I just don't like how they do it. Madison Booker, great freshman from Texas. J.C. Sheldon from Ohio State. All these players made second team. And third team, Elisa Pili, Deja Fair from Syracuse, Georgia Moore, from Virginia Tech. I mean, and then we finished it up with Reagan Beers. Okay? Now, some players that were omitted in the first or second, or third team of players that I'm going to talk about. What happened to Aaliyah Edwards? No mention of Aaliyah Edwards, who's been balling out this season. Balling out. No mention. And I ain't want to talk about no honorable mention, because honorable mention just means that somebody, a voter, placed a vote on this player. And I don't want to talk about that. I'm just talking about first team, second team, third team, because people, I don't like it. I don't like it. But Leah Edwards, nowhere on the first team, second team, or third team. Makes no sense. No sense at all. You got a Lauren Betts who been balling out. Makes no sense to me. Don't make sense to me. You got a Anissa Morrow from LSU who been balling out. Nope. No mention of her in first, second, and third team. You got a Fly Johnson been balling out. Her net rating is 39.1. Nope. Because defense don't matter. Defense does not matter. It's just offense. But we're gonna do, Captain Will's. We're gonna do Captain Will's first team. We're gonna do my first team. And we talk about my first team. And I just gotta keep it real. I gotta keep it real with you, and I gotta just go. And this ain't no biases. And I did this afternoon because I'm still in the hotel. I'm awaiting the birth of my 9th grandchild. We out here in Seattle, gonna be going back to, we left Las Vegas and had the detox and drink water to get my life together. And then we moved on to Seattle to spend some time, with my daughter and my son-in-law and family and all of the grandkids and all these different things. And gonna have another grandchild. There's 9 of them, y'all. Got 9 grandkids. So feel free, family, Gamecocks family, to send some diapers. Feel free to send me some diapers. It's cool. I'll make sure my daughter gets it. Make sure my son-in-law gets all of it. That's a lot of babies. But I love all of them. I love all my babies. Mm-hmm. But so I took some time this afternoon, and actually no bias whatsoever. Because I don't want to just say, Captain Will just favoring Gamecocks. Captain Will got that South Carolina bias. I don't want none of that right there. So what I did, I took the names that they had in the first, second, third team. I took some of the names that they didn't even talk about or was in the honorable mention. I put those in the thing, and I added some Gamecocks who should have been, and I rolled it all up. And I looked at their offensive rating, I looked at their defensive rating, and I minused it out and got a net rating. And this is what you're going to get right here. So you are getting Captain Will's first team All-American squad that looks at offense and that looks at defense. Imagine that. Offense and defense. And the first player I got to talk about is Paige Bueckers. I have to talk about Paige Bueckers. She had the highest rating. Highest overall net rating of 55.9. Like I mentioned before, her offensive rating 132.8. Her defensive rating 76.9, which is very high for guards across the country. That means she balls. That means she balls offensively and she balls defensively. Okay? 31 minutes, 21 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 53% from the field, 42% from 3. The girl can shoot the thing. She can shoot it. Despite all the injuries that UConn has had all season long, she can shoot the ball. And she plays defense. 2 things that I love. A player that actually plays defense, and Paige Bueckers does that. Now, Kamilla Cardoso is number 2 in net rating, but she didn't make the first team All-American. Could it be because she only played 25 minutes a game? Well, Cameron Brink plays, 26 minutes a game? Kamilla Cardoso averaged a double-double, 14 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 blocks a game, only 2 turnovers. Her net rating is 126.2, which is 4 points higher than Cameron Brink. Her defensive rating is 71.8, which is a little bit higher than Cameron Brink, but her net rating is better, almost 2 points better than Cameron Brink. You're talking about 54.4. Kamilla Cardoso is the second highest rated player in college basketball, but she did not make the first team All-American team. And I know folks are going to say, she don't play enough minutes. She played 25 minutes a game, y'all. She played 25 minutes a game. And if you do the per 40-minute ratio analytic, because just because Carolina's so damn good, then we got to penalize them for such. Her numbers are comparable to everybody else, but she just do 25 minutes a game. But I don't see no mess about Cameron Brink doing 26 minutes a game. But that's okay. And then the third one. No, but the third one is Cameron Brink. Like I already told you, she's having a great year. And I don't want there to no debate with Kamilla Cardoso and Cameron Brink because both of those two players belong on the first team All-American list. Yeah, both of them. Cameron Brink, offensive rating 122.5. Defensive rating of 69.6. 26 minutes, 18 points, 12 rebounds, 3 assists, 4 block shots, and 3 turnovers for one Cameron Brink from Stanford. Fourth, Angel Reese. Say what you will about Angel Reese. I say a lot about Angel Reese. Angel Reese is a dog. She's a baller, and she's having a great year this year, and she should be first team All-American. Not second team, first team All-American. She's playing that well, and lo and behold, Angel Reese actually plays defense. She plays defense. Her offensive rating is 122.7. Now, she is limited offensively. She can't shoot a jumper, but down low, she's a beast. And she's an exceptional rebounder, especially offensive rebounder. And she plays defense. Her defensive rating is 76.7, which is a net rating of 46, averaging 31 minutes a game, 19 points, 12 rebounds, always getting a double-double, couple of assists, couple of steals, only a couple of turnovers, shooting 49% for the field. She is an effective, dominant player in college basketball, and she's been balling, and she should have been on this list. And the last one on my first team is Aaliyah Edwards. Aaliyah Edwards. How do you forget about Aaliyah Edwards? I have no idea how you put other players ahead of Aaliyah Edwards. It makes zero sense to me. It makes none. She is an excellent basketball player. Excellent basketball player. Her offensive rating is 119.7. Defensively, the girl is at 74.5. 74.5. Net rating is 45.2. 30 minutes a game. Almost a double-double. 18 points, 9 rebounds. 18 points, 9 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 steals, 2 turnovers, and she's shooting a high percentage of 59% for the field. How do you miss a player the caliber of Aaliyah Edwards on a first-team All-American list? Befuddles me. Befuddles me. So if you look at my list and you look at their list, my list adds Kamilla Cardoso, it adds Angel Reese, and it adds an Aaliyah Edwards. Who does it take off? It takes off for Caitlin Clark. Like, why are you hating on Caitlin Clark? The reason I'm hating on Caitlin Clark, but Caitlin Clark, defense is optional. Defense is optional. She has one of the highest defensive ratings as a guard in the country. In the country. Her defensive rating, Caitlin Clark, is over 90. It's over 90. But this is their, player of the year. This is the one that we always talk about. This is the one that getting all these specials. This is the one that everybody is parroting their game after, right? Caitlin Clark. But defense, she don't play. She don't play none. She shoot up 14 3-pointers. She does that. But when you have a defensive rating of 90.7, and her offensive rating ain't even all that spectacular like that. You're talking about an offensive rating 121.7. Why is her offensive rating 121.7 when she's averaging 30-some points a game? The reason why, because her shooting percentages are low. Her shooting percentages are low. Her shooting percentages are low. She takes a bunch of shots, and she get a bunch of turnovers. With Cap, and I know the folks got to say Cap, she handled the ball so much. Well, damn, pass the ball. Cap, she averaged, she get 9 assists. She should average 9 assists if you have the ball half the time. She should. But at the end of the day, we mentioned how she's breaking all these scoring records and averaging 30 points a game, but we never talk about she's shooting 25 attempts per game. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about she's shooting, 14 3-pointers a game, and she only hitting 38%. Can you imagine a Tahina Pow if she shot 14 attempts a game at a 3-point line? Can you imagine what would happen? How many records would be broke? A player who is shooting 47% from the 3-point line actually took 14 of them? Come on, man. And then the 90.7, you just can't. You can't. I'm from the school of you just can't reward bad behavior. You can't reward bad behavior, and apparently the analytics speak to that. And when you're talking about the best players having the best years, overall, not just offensively, but also defensively, you're not talking about a Caitlin Clark. You're not talking about a Ju Watkins. Hannah Hidalgo is sensational defensively, but her overall net rating does not warrant her to be in my first team All-American list. We're going to go do the second team, but I'm asking some questions first off, because I know you got some stuff to say. And I'm ready for it. I am ready. All right, let's go through some new questions. I'm going to say what's up. I want to say what's up to Latoya Javis. I'm going to say what's good with Nolan, Kimberly Page, Daty, Elizabeth Anderson, Russell, Kylie. I'm going to say what's up to all of the members and who are a member to Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. And if you're interested in becoming a member, we're going to do a members only chat this week. Once I get back to the crib, and you'll get the information. Just go to my YouTube channel, click on member, click on join, and it should be able to follow the instructions. You'll be good to go. Appreciate everybody. This is a great time. We have 600 and some folks watching right now. So with that being said, if you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Subscribe on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, all them things that you get your podcast from, so you can hear more of your man Captain Will. And I also have to talk about this product called Live Strong. Live Strong, because we all eat crazy, right? We all eat crazy. I've been away from Charlotte for several days now. And I know I've been eating stuff that I shouldn't be eating. I know I am eating stuff that I should not be eating. So if you are eating stuff like you shouldn't be eating, I'm talking about the burgers and the fries and the hot dogs and the steaks and all the good stuff, all the barbecues and the pig feet and the hog maws and the pork chops and oh God, I'm just getting hot just thinking about it right now. If you eat any of those type stuff, you need to check out this product called Live Strong. I'm gonna put it on the bottom of my YouTube page. And just click on it. And if you want to hear more about Live Strong, make sure you email me about it, capscorner@yahoo.com. They have a awesome way to help you eat better, take away that bad stuff that you put in your body, replace it with good stuff. Dope product. Hit me up, capscorner@yahoo. I will add it to my YouTube channel. We are all need to eat better, and this product will help you out eating better and living a long life so we can see more championships. So make sure you do that. Antonio, only award we need is a natty. Only award we need is a natty. I love it. If we don't give us anything else. We just got to beat up everybody, right? I know that's the only award. That's the only award that matters for us as Gamecock fans. But I'm telling you right now, these are people. These girls got feelings, and they know that they're better than most of these players who get all these awards. They know they are. So when we play these players, you're going to see some extra emphasis on some of these players. Like, oh yeah, come on now. You know you shouldn't be getting this award. You know you shouldn't be getting this award. You know I'm better than you. Like, okay. All right, we got it. Christopher Jones, what's good, Cap? Only thing that matters these days is offense, I guess. That's the only thing that matters, brother. That is the only thing that matters. Offense. But you ain't going to win this championship. You're not going to win this NCAA championship if you don't play no defense. You ain't going to win. You have to play defense in order to win the chip. You have to play defense in order to get to the Final Four. There are going to be some upsets. There are going to be some stuff. There are going to be some heroics that some players are going to do and going to elevate their team to heights they've never been before. But you ain't beating no South Carolina if you ain't playing no defense, because South Carolina will play defense on you. I don't care how good offensively you are. But if you are not talented off defensively playing against us, we're going to light you up. And then we're going to shut you down. That's Carolina. And we're going to beat you up. Since everybody talking about how physical we play, keep it going. If you can't deal with the physical play, go to the weight room and get strong. That's what you need to do. If you so concerned about the depth that Carolina has, go recruit better. Get your NIL money up. Do whatever it takes. But don't complain about it. Randy Harrison, Rakia being honor mention is crazy. I mean, Rakia Jackson, I love me some Rakia Jackson. She's a bucket getter. She's a bucket getter. And I don't agree with a whole lot these All-American stuff say. Not at all. Not at all. And Rakia Jackson, come on. Come on. Rakia Jackson's a baller. She's a baller. She's a baller. Tell it, preacher. That's my girl. That's actually my daughter. Got 3 of them. Amen. Break it down, Cap. Thank you. We getting some pork chops later. JB, why are you out here making sense of things that don't make sense? Oh my God. It just pains me. And JB, you know, I just have to. Because these clowns, should I say clowns? Yeah, I'm gonna say clowns. These clowns doing this mess, it don't even make sense. It just don't make sense. I'm like the average fan who watch basketball on both sides and not just look at 3-pointers, who really watch basketball, they know. Because if you just watch basketball, and I made the assignment before, we're gonna be seeing basketball a lot over the next few weeks. We're gonna see basketball a lot, men and women's, although the women's basketball tournament is gonna be so much better than the men's tournament. Some of the national media folks are saying, the Shaq even came out and said, that's what he's doing. You know, I've been watching a whole lot of women because the men's ain't as exciting right now because you don't know who they are. You don't know who these cats are. But we got stories with the females. We got stories. We seen the freshmen rise up into seniors. We see all that stuff. And you don't see that stuff with the men because as soon as they think they're so good, they go into the NBA. But not with these ladies. They stand. We're going to see that girl from Keenan High School, Columbia's finest, for the next 3 years. We're going to see that. Oh, Fulwiley getting all the NILs. We're going to see all that stuff. We're going to see, country girl herself, Joyce Edwards, come up next year. We're going to see that for 4 years. Not like the men. No, they go into the W. Excuse me, they go into the W. They go into the NBA. We had one. We had Gigi. Gigi couldn't even wait to get out of high school. Graduated a year early in high school, then left 1 year in college. Imagine Gigi on this squad right now with Carolina. Exactly. But they can't wait. So they go. Kimberly Page. Did y'all hear what Jason Whitlock said about South Carolina and Dawn? Kimberly Page, girl, I'm going to tell you this right here. I've been done with Jason Whitlock. What year is it? 2024? Probably like 10, 15 years. I've been done with this cat. And I remember when Whitlock, was on ESPN early. I'm talking about early, years ago, when he was early and was hungry and was saying great stuff. And then to see the digression, I don't know if that's a word, but to see the digression of a person like Jason Whitlock, who was just doing stuff for clickbait and just I used to really like the cat, but now they're just saying mess. And when him to say, like, talking about nobody outside of Columbia cares about South Carolina. Like, Carolina plays this physical brand of basketball nobody wants to see. They're undercoached or can't coach. I'm like, who the hell? What are you watching, bro? What are you watching? I guess I don't understand. So you just tear down people. Carolina 32-0 this year, 36-1 last year, 68-1 over the last 2 years. Dawn Staley is the best coach in college basketball, but uncoached, not coached, undercoached, whatever term you use to diminish a person, a player, and a coach in Dawn Staley. And she a sister. I don't get it. It baffles my mind. And if nobody cared about players out South Carolina outside of Columbia, if nobody cared about the South Carolina Gamecocks outside of Columbia, why are they rock stars? Rock stars when they go to other arenas. Please tell me. Help a brother out. Why are they rock stars? And I ain't talking about individual players. You got players who really are those, wherever Caitlin Clark goes, Angel Reese goes, and things like that. But you talking about the totality of a basketball team in South Carolina? When South Carolina women's basketball team roll up, the best done rolled up into the club. The best have rolled up. And then everybody take notice. You put 5 people in a W last year. 5. He's a clown. Whitlock's a clown. I have no respect for that cat. I really used to like him. We're gonna talk now about my second team. My second team for South Carolina. My second team for South Carolina. Again, we're looking at offensive and defense. Look at offensive defense, and it's in Oregon State. Oregon State is in our bracket. I think they're the number 3 seed in our bracket. And so it's a potential that we could play Oregon State. And Oregon State is a really good basketball team. They got a player in Reagan Beers who's a baller. They have Reagan Beers who's a baller. And she averaged double-double, 28 minutes a game. Offensive rating 123.1, defensive rating 79.7, net of 43.4. I don't see Reagan Beers anywhere by the AP All-Americans. I guess Oregon State don't care. I guess she don't average enough points. She's averaging a double-double, 18 points, 10 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 turnovers, 65% from the field. I guess it's not good enough for her to make those teams that she made Captain Will's team because, ladies and gentlemen, she actually plays offense and defense, and she's the 6th highest net-rated player in the country. But ain't get no love. And Nisa Morrow is the second player on the second team. And there's a really good debate of is Nisa Morrow or Angel Reese the best player on LSU. It's close for me. I'm be real. It's close to me because Nisa Morrow is a better shot maker. Angel Reese is a better rebounder. Angel Reese is about an inch and a half taller. But Nisa Morrow, her defensive rating is pretty close to one Angel Reese. Her defensive rating is 75.1. Her offensive rating 117.6. She's the seventh highest rated player in college basketball. 7th. No first team, no second team, no third team. Averaging double-double, 17 points, 10 rebounds. 2 assists, 3 steals, 2 turnovers, shooting 46% in the field. I guess not enough points. It's not enough points. And then our very own Tina Pow. Honorable mention for this one. And then yesterday, she was a second team All-American for what, Sport News or whatever. These are my awards. A lot of these award shows suck. Just like the Grammys suck, the American Music Awards, the Oscars, the SAG Awards. A lot of these things suck. A lot of these things, these folks win awards and you ain't never heard of the movie. And I'm a movie guy. I'm like, who the hell? So I just say, like, what movie is this? Like, how do you want? Like, what? Oh, this song. Like, and I'm an R&B dude. I'm a 70s baby. I'm a 70s baby. Grew up in the 80s and the 90s. I know what good music is. I'm an R&B guy, and even in the 80s, I remember everything. Because back in those days, you only had one station. I'm from the country, so you only had one station. You had one station you listened to, and that station played everybody. So I heard some Hall & Oates, and I heard some Foreigner, and I heard some George Michael, and I heard some LL, and I heard some Run DMC. I heard all of it. But right now, I'm an R&B dude. I've been an R&B guy for quite a while. And I watch some of these award shows. My wife watch all of them. Watch these award shows. I'm like, who saw what this? Who are these people? What are all these awards? And I feel the same thing about these award shows that's been given out for these All-American lists, SEC player lists, all these different lists that's being distributed across the country and released on Twitter. I'm like, what are you looking at? How Reagan Beers get no love? How Nisa Morrow gets no love? How our beloved Tina Pow lights out herself, who has an awesome Gamecock Central South Carolina women's basketball released this dope video with her dad coming down, surprising Pow, all the love, all the hugs, all these things I saw. Tina Pow, her offensive rating 124.8. Her defensive rating is 84. Because that was the thing, right? Tina Pow, when she was at Oregon, she ain't playing no defense. Well, apparently she comes to Carolina and she plays defense. The defensive rating is 84, which is the lowest that it's been in her college career. And thank the Lord that she's coming back next season. And she's only going to get better. Only going to get better. Overall net rating of 40.9. Overall net rating. 28 minutes of basketball game, 11 points, 3 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 turnovers, 2-to-1 assist to turnover rating, shooting 46% from the field and 47% from 3. This is Tahina Pow, the best shooter in college basketball. Tahina Pow. Ain't getting no love because she ain't shooting enough. She ain't shooting the ball enough. So she ain't getting no love. I'm going to talk about the fourth one. The fourth one is old. And how I ended up, this is how I know it's not, I know I wasn't biased. I know I wasn't biased because I got 3 LSU folks in the first and the second team. 3 of them. Fly J. And you all know how I feel about LSU. But I got Fly J. Fly J were offensive rating of 120.6, defensive rating of 81.5, which is great. Overall net rating of a 39.1, 31 minutes a game, 14 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists per basketball game. Still getting 2 steals. Only 2 turnovers, shooting 49% from the field and 36% from 3. Now, does Fly J take a whole bunch of shots for LSU? She don't. But her 49% from the field, her 36% from 3 is solid. It's very solid. Very solid to go along with her defensive play because she will guard you. And I love that about Fly J. She's a really good basketball player. And she made my second team. And the last player on the second team is Hannah Hidalgo. 112.4. Offensive rating, 73.5. Sensational freshman. Net rating of 38.9. Should Hannah Hidalgo have been on the first team for the AP All-American list, in my humble opinion? No, she should not have. Her offensive rating is much lower than some of the players I've already mentioned. She is straight up a beast on defense, 73.5, and the best perimeter defender in the country, but her offensive rating of 112.4, it says better players is ahead of her. Fly J is ahead of her. Tahina's way ahead of her. But she shoots a lot. She gets 23.6 rebounds, 6 assists, 5 steals, 3 turnovers, 45% from the field, but only 35% from 3. We just talked about Fly J Johnson. Fly J shoots a higher field goal percentage and a higher 3-point percentage than Hannah Hidalgo. She just don't shoot a bunch of them. Tina Pow is better in both of them, in field goal percentage and in threes. Give some flowers to the players that actually put their body on the line on defense and not doing this Olay mess and only worried about one side of the court. Give some love to the players that actually compete on defense. And LSU got 3 of them, 1 on first team, 2 on second team, who plays defense. South Carolina got 1. Kamilla Cardoso, Tina Pow as well. First team, second team. The numbers are what they are. I'm just spitting it to you. That's all I'm doing. I'm just spitting it to you. I'm just giving it what you want. Giving it what you want. Might not like it, but I'm just telling you what it is. Third team. And I know folks going to be like, what in the hell, Captain, we're talking about? But this is like the straight up numbers, y'all. This is straight up numbers. And when I tell you this right here, you're going to be bugging out. You're going to bug it out. Third team is Raven Johnson. And I know folks say, okay, how the hell you put Raven Johnson? I know that's a girl and everything, all of that. Raven Johnson, offensive rating 114.2. 114.2. You know whose rating is, whose offensive rating is lower than Raven Johnson? Hannah Hidalgo. Like what? Hannah Hidalgo, 112.4. Raven Johnson's offensive rating is higher than Hannah Hidalgo. Now, Raven Johnson's defensive rating is 75.4, which is the best in the SEC, but Hannah Hidalgo's is 73.5, which is the best in the country. But what it equates out to? Hannah Hidalgo, 38.9 overall net rating. When you're taking in offense and defense, Raven Johnson's is 38.8, a 1/10 of a point below Hannah Hidalgo, who just got first team All-American. Raven Johnson is a baller. Do she take a whole bunch of shots? Hell no, she don't. But what makes Raven Johnson elite is this: 28 minutes a game. 28 minutes a game, 5 assists, 2 steals, 2 turnovers, shooting 45% from the field, 33% from 3, averaging 8 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. That's what makes Raven Johnson elite. That's what it makes her elite. An assist to turnover ratio of 5 to 2. 2.5 to 1 turnover. When you got some players where it's a 1-to-1 turnover, 2.5 assists to 1 turnover is sensational, unbelievable. And she still gets a bunch of rebounds. Remember that game she had, 17, 18 rebounds in the game? Remember that game she had like 17, 18 assists? We thought she was going to break the school record. When Raven Johnson is aggressive and she got a little bounce in her step, oh, it's a problem. Y'all don't remember that bounce? You'll see that bounce on Friday because she's gonna light whoever up. I don't even know who winning the game right now. Somebody let me know. I don't know. Don't let me know because it don't really matter. But yeah, Raven Johnson. That's just the way the numbers added up. She's the 11th highest rated player in the country at 38.8 when you factor in offense and you factor in defense. Yep. Alyssa Pilley, 125.7 offensive rating. Defenses, is 87.0. Got to work on that. 38.7 overall. We saw what Alyssa Pilley did to us when we played Utah up in the Mohegan Sun, which is one of my favorite casinos in the country. Okay, she worked. She averaged about 28 minutes, 21 points, 7 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 turnovers, shooting an effective field goal percent of 54%, 38% for 3. Very good offensive player. Lauren Betts. You talking about 120.3 offensive rating, 82.8 defensive rating. I thought Lauren Betts' defense was actually better. I was surprised with that lower defensive rating of 82.8. But her net rating is still 37.5, 27 minutes of basketball game, 15 points, 9 rebounds, 2 blocks, 2 turnovers. She's a baller. Shooting 65% from the field. Elizabeth Kitley from Virginia Tech. Very good player. I think she just won ACC Player of the Year for the 2nd or 3rd time in a row. Offensive rating 120.1. Defensive rating 85.6. Some of these players that we talk about, and I can say they talk about a whole lot. Defensively is so-so. How you got a player like Kamilla Cardoso with defensive rating of 69? And you got a player like Kitley is 85.6. Make it make sense to me. 34 minutes, 23 points, 11 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 blocks, couple turnovers a game, shooting 56%. But defensively, in the post, when you're a big body, it has to be better. That defensive rating, if we play Virginia Tech, that's going to have to be better to compete against us. That's going to have to be better. Because that ain't going to work with no Kamilla Cardoso. Ain't going to work no Ashlyn Watkins. Ain't going to work no Chloe Kitts. It just ain't going to work. And and I got only one more to talk about, and that's in the 3rd team. One more. But before I talk about that player, I'm gonna talk about Ashlyn Watkins, who I think should have won the SEC 6th Woman of the Year, who I think should have won the SEC Defensive Player of the Year. Ashlyn Watkins has the lowest defensive rating in the country. And not enough people are talking about Ashlyn Watkins on defense. She's averaging about almost 21 minutes a game, a little over 20 minutes a game. But she is the best defender in the country, according to defensive rating. Why is Carolina number 1 defensive in the country? The reason that Carolina is number 1 defense in the country is Ashlyn Watkins has the best defensive rating in the country, best in the SEC. Kamilla Cardoso has one of the best in the country, 2nd best in the SEC. Raven Johnson is the lowest rated defender in the conference, perimeter defender. So you got 3 players in Raven, Watkins, and Cardoso. When they are in there at the same time, there is a problem for other offenses scoring the basketball. Now you got to balance that. You got to balance that awesome defense with, some players that can really hit some shots. So you got to mix that in with some Tina Powell. You got to mix it in with some Bree Hall, some MiLaysia Fulwiley, some Tessa Johnson to get those open shots. But when those 3 are in the game, it's about to shut down. You got a triangle of gloom going on with them 3 in the game. Defensively, it's a problem. And the last one who made a 3rd team for me, your man Captain Will, is Madison Booker. Madison Booker is going to be a star in college basketball. Freshman, offensive rating of almost 115, defensive rating of 81.5, overall net rating of 33.4, 31 minutes a game, 17 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 3 turnovers, and 46% from the field. And that is it. And so folks gonna say, well, Cam Will, where's Caitlin Clark? I ain't even put in the first team, second team, third team. Well, her defensive rating 90.7. 90.7. Her offensive rating of 121.7, which is a net rating of 31.7. Why ain't no Juju? Well, Juju, see, this is the thing, and people don't look at this. People do not look at this. Juju's overall offensive rating is 103.5. She has a low field goal percentage, and she has a low three-point percentage, and she commits a bunch of turnovers. And the only thing that we're looking at is Juju shooting 22 shots a game and putting up video game-like numbers, but it's not efficient offensive numbers. Now, defensively, right now, Juju's a better defensive player than she's an offensive player. Her defensive rate is 82.9. And when you put those two numbers together, you're talking about 20.6. We have to stop just looking at volume shooting. Just because you shoot the ball a whole lot does not make you a great player. And we got to stop rewarding folks for that. You got to stop rewarding folks for that. It does not mean that. It doesn't. It just means you shooting a bunch. But if you're shooting a sorry number, don't reward that. Reward the players who are shooting efficiently and who also are guarding on the other side of the court. Those are my list. That's my list. I know I've heard some stuff about it, but I don't care. I don't care. Hey, go through a few more of these questions. Hey, Mike Jink, thank you. Thank you for the donation. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Felicia Redden, defense wins games. Defense always wins game. And yes, I'm Kenan High alumni. Yes. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Kenan High's finest. Kenan High go way deep. Way deep. And you know, the Carolina community, the Columbia community, the country community, as I like to say, has been watching these girls. And you're talking about Watkins and Fulwiley and Joyce. Been watching these girls for a long time. Been watching these girls. You're talking about middle school. You're talking about middle school. When nobody even cared about, you know, a Fulwiley or Joyce or Watkins when it was 6th grade, 5th grade, 7th grade, all those different things. You know, we knew. I definitely knew. JB Paige is the truth. ESPN is giving Clark that Tebow. I like that comment. That Tim Tebow treatment. Shove one player down our throats at all times. I love that comment. I love that. And I love Paige Bueckers' game. I love her game. I think she's going to be sensational in the W whenever she decides. James McFadden, my God, thank you for being a member. Captain, when does winning affect these awards? How many of these players help their team win the leagues? Ooh, like that comment too. I like that comment. I do. Nolan, thank you, brother. And what's up? Aaliyah Edwards, fire. Aaliyah Edwards is good. Aaliyah Edwards is good. She is a baller. Better put some respect on this girl's name. Put some respect on this girl's name. And just speaking of UConn, because I ain't a UConn fan. There's obviously a Gamecocks talk. There's a Gamecocks platform, but we get a whole lot of people watching, and we just got to respect women's basketball. Have to respect women's basketball. So when we talk about a player like Aaliyah Edwards, a Paige Bueckers, Asia Fudd, we got those players are some dogs. They are. So you just got to talk about them. And just goes back to the player JB said, getting that Tim Tebow treatment. Just because you say a player is good all the damn time does not make it true. Just because you say a player is so great does not make it true. It doesn't. It just means that she's. This ain't no Caitlin Clark bash. Let's keep it real. I like Caitlin Clark is an exceptional player. She don't play no defense. She don't play no defense. I think his other players should be rewarded for playing defense. That's how I feel. Amy KK, I'm not mad at the first team list. It makes sense. Thank you, Amy KK. J Ham, the way they keep disrespecting Rickea Jackson is criminal. It reminds me of how they used to do Ryan Howard. Ooh, that's a good comparison. The only reason I didn't include Rickea Jackson on my list because they didn't include her in the first, second, and third team, so I didn't include Rickea Jackson. Rickea Jackson is a beast, and she should be top 3 in the W. I mean, she should be. She's a beast. And Ryan Howard, that's a great comparison. Great comparison. Elizabeth Anderson, they need to bring the no flopping rule to college basketball. Oh, my God. You are so right, girl. You are so right. It's terrible. It is literally terrible how, and especially against us, because when you keep talking about how physical Carolina, so you're already feeding the fire. You're already talking to the refs. You're already putting it in the atmosphere that Carolina is a physical basketball team. So just because we're bigger, faster, stronger, then that's a problem. That's a problem, right? It's a problem. Go we bigger than you, that's a problem. Go we faster than you, that's a problem. Go we better than you, that's a problem. So you can find ways to save yourself on defense. So you're gonna just do flopping. Somebody touch you, somebody say, oh, flop. Ashlyn Watkins said, you know, if Ashlyn Watkins actually did touch somebody, if she actually did, they have a dent in their chest. They have a abdominal cavity, you know, all different things. But you just touch somebody, now it's a problem. You know what I'm saying? This is basketball. It's a physical sport. Now, come on now. I don't want to see this mess in the tournament. I know I'm going to see this mess in the tournament and be upset. Stop this mess. This flopping. Stop it. Robert Whitaker, defense wins championships, but you still need to score the ball. You do. You got to score the ball, of course. Don't get it twisted. Because this not getting twisted. Carolina is a third-ranked offense in the country. Third-ranked offense in the country. So we scoring the damn basketball. There's a whole lot of teams out there who wish they were scoring 100 points. Carolina did it several times this season. Okay? So don't get it twisted. When Carolina is on offensively, it's a pretty thing to see. I'm telling you, it's a pretty thing, prettiest thing you ever seen. I'm talking about a pretty summer day out in the country. I'm telling you, with some sweet tea. That's the prettiest thing you want to see. You know what I'm saying? So I understand. And MiLaysia, you're absolutely right. You got to have good defense and basketball IQ. And it just pains me like old boy Jason Whitlock talking about the acumen of the non-coaching that Dawn Staley, Lisa Boyer, and Gillette Law once again. I'm like, bro, what you talking about? What are you talking about? Dawn Staley has forgotten more basketball than me, Jason Whitlock, any other person who talking on a podcast or on TV than we ever will know. They forgot about it. Two-time player of the year. Multiple Olympics. Hall of Famer. Come on, bro. Come on. Carrie Presley, would you rather have Morrow or Peely from Utah? Good question. Really good question. I would rather shoot. Oh man. I would say Morrow. I would say Morrow because Morrow plays better defense. She plays better defense. Now Peely can shoot that thing. Oh my God. Now Morrow can't shoot the ball like Peely, but she plays better defense. But Peely got better range. That's tough. I would say Morrow by a small margin. Small margin. Latoya Javis, thank you. Safe travels. I appreciate it. Thank you, fam. Country Notary, it really doesn't matter who's the best out of Reese and Morrow. They're both pretty good. You're absolutely right. They both are great. There's some really good players. And you know, say what you will about LSU. Say what you will about LSU, and I talk about LSU a lot. But they got some ballers. They just don't have no depth. They're gonna get tired. Morrow's gonna get tired. Reese gonna get tired. You know, Flage's gonna get tired. Haley Van Lith. You know, they're just gonna get tired of playing so many minutes. And I think it's gonna catch up with them. Big shout out to 16 LSU fan here. I'm proud of you, Cap. Appreciate you. You know, obviously it's a Gamecocks platform, and I love the Gamecocks, but I mean, I gotta call a spade a spade. Keep it real. And when I talk about the best basketball players, because we're trying to uplift women's basketball, and you do not, and this is for the national media, you do not uplift women's basketball by just talking about a few players. You don't do that. You don't uplift the sport by constantly talking about a Caitlin Clark, or constantly talking about a Ju Watkins, or constantly talking about, you know, whatever player X, whoever it is. You uplift the sport by talking about multiple players on multiple teams and giving those players their shine. Pow Pow has an amazing story. The world needs to know about it. Okay? Fulwiley has an amazing story. Raven, I ain't heard nothing about this revenge tour that Raven started this summer. That should be starting off the tournament on Friday. It should be a segment about Raven Johnson and her revenge tour. Ain't no pressure on no Raven Johnson. She's been talking about it since this summer. But that should be the thing. Yeah, Ravens Revenge Tour. Y'all, ESPN, y'all need to get on that. Get on that. Give that girl her shine. Give her shine. Y'all belittle her when, and not ain't just talking about on ESPN, I'm talking about in the media, social media, and all these different things. You belittle her and the whole thing, that Caitlin Clark wave off stuff. You belittle her with that. And then, are these girls or these young ladies or, dealing with everything on social media and mental stuff and all this stuff. You don't know how stuff affects people. So give her a shine. Just like they did that whole Aaliyah Boston thing over and over again with her crying when we didn't win. But then when we won the chip, it wasn't the same energy. You know what I'm saying? So don't pick and choose. Don't pick and choose. Mr. Joe, UCLA going to expose LSU. Oh, my God, that's going to be a good game. I hope both of them make it so they can play each other. That is going to be must-see TV. Ernest Boyd, Captain Will, tell it like it is. Don't hold back. Keep it coming, my brother. That's the only way I can do it. That is the only way I can do it. Just keep it coming. Keep it rocking and rolling. Telling the truth. You might not like the truth. I may not like the truth, because I definitely didn't want no 3 players in LSU in my first team and second team. Didn't want it, but that's the way it was. They playing like they playing. Aaliyah Edwards is a dog. She should be recognized. Beers from Oregon State. If we play them, and that'll be the most she's been talked about if we play them in the tournament. But give these girls a shine. Give these girls a shine. Do a little bit of research. That's all we want. That is all we want. We're gonna keep this thing hot this week. We're gonna be doing multiple shows. I'll be doing a show today. I don't know what day it is. Today's Wednesday. I'll be doing a show tomorrow. I'll be doing a show Friday after the game, Saturday, Sunday after the game, Monday. We're going a whole lot of Captain Will this week because it is Carolina basketball time. It is March Madness. It's time to be lit. It's time to get crazy. It's time to do some shots. We'll start back the shots on Friday once I'm back on the crib. This includes another episode of Gamecocks Talk with Captain Will. I'm your man, Captain Will. Continue to like, continue to share. If you are new to this platform, if you are new to this show, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Gamecocks Talk. Regardless of what type of fan you are going to get the truth about women's college basketball, because you're now rocking with the best. And since you are rocking with the best, come rock with your man, Captain Will. Let's go.